Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to my guide on how to unlock the S-TAC in Battlefield 3. As you may know, the S-TAC was previously a DICE employee only weapon, but now it's been made public so we can all get our grubby little hands on it. I've put this guide together because the 5 assignments you have to get before you unlock the S-TAC are quite frankly a pain in the arse and require a certain amount of grinding and map selection, so I'm going to share with you some hints and tips to get you on your way. Starting from the top, the first assignment is called Defender of the Earth. And to grab this one, you've got to destroy 5 air vehicles using the new AA Jeeps in Endgame. These new vehicles are found on the CTF and Conquest versions of the maps at the US and RU deployment zones. They're quite weak, but at the same time they can dish out a lot of damage. You need to snag one of these vehicles as quick as possible because everyone is going to be going for them at the start of the round. I'd recommend finding a low population server for this assignment so you aren't going to be constantly fighting over the vehicles and, more importantly, the gunner's seat. Get yourself into a sneaky position and look to lock onto air vehicles. The Z11 and the Little Bird are your easiest targets and won't take much punishment. Remember as well that rocket pod kills count as air vehicle kills too. So if a helicopter happens to lose a few brain cells and land next to you, you can always blast it full of rocket pods instead of having to wait for the heat seekers to lock on. The final tip for this assignment is to stay out of the squad and away from teammates. People have a habit of spawning on you or jumping in these vehicles and then driving you away from your firing position into imminent danger. On this occasion, your teammates are your enemies, unless you've got a friend who's prepared to repair your vehicle should it be damaged. The next assignment on the list is the Spangled banner, and for this, you're going to have to exclusively play the new Capture the Flag modes. To complete this one, you'll have to return 5 CTF flags, capture 2 CTF flags, and win 1 round of CTF. Right, so 3 separate things there that technically you could complete in a single CTF round. Highly unlikely though, but the optimistic amongst us can always hope. Low population servers are your friend here. I wouldn't recommend trying this assignment on servers that have more than 24 players because they just turn into a flustercuck and spiral out of control quickly, ending up in a standoff. A 16-player server is perfect for this one in my opinion. Returning 5 CTF flags is pretty easy as long as you don't let the flag carrier get back to their base. The easiest way to do this one is to snag a helicopter, and when you see the enemy flag carrier zooming off on a bike in the middle of the map, take him out as quick as possible. You want to try and kill the flag carrier where there's lots of cover around, because in Battlefield 3 CTF you don't instantly take your flag back when you touch it. It sort of acts like a cap point that has a capture time, so make sure there's no enemies around when you attempt to cap it back. If you're really struggling with this one, a cheeky tactic is to wait at your base and let a poor unsuspecting victim take the flag. Tail them for a bit and kill them when they're just outside of your base so you can instantly begin capping that flag back. Capturing 2 flags is quite easy on low pop servers. Grab yourself a bike or a helicopter and get over to the enemy base as quick as possible. Once you grab their flag, you need to haul ass and get back home. Remember, the whole enemy team will have a big orange Dorito on their screen showing them where you are in real time, alerting them that you are in fact a thief and have their property. Try to avoid staying in open spaces for too long because this will make you an easy target. Stick to buildings and routes that have a lot of cover and you should make it back to base unscathed. Don't forget though that your flag needs to be in your base to score a point. If it's not there, you need to hole up in a building or a tank and encourage your brave teammates to get your flag back. Once it's returned, cap that flag and rejoice in glorious victory. Winning 1 round of CTF shouldn't be too hard, just make sure you've got a team that can both attack and defend at the same time. Communicate as much as possible and use some of the tips I just shared with you and you should be all good. Moving on, the next assignment on the list is Fatal Drop, and you'll learn to hate this motherfudger with a passion. Whoever came up with this assignment, well, let me just say, I hope you're proud of yourself. It really hurt a lot and we'll never forget. Your cards are marked, I'm just saying. Fatal Drop is the hardest one to get in my opinion and it will drive you nuts, but once you get it, feels good man. To accomplish this, you've got to kill 1 enemy soldier from an airdropped IFV, destroy 1 enemy transport vehicle from an airdropped IFV, and finally destroy 1 enemy IFV from an airdropped IFV. They certainly like their airdropped IFVs, don't they? If you don't know what an airdropped IFV is, basically on the new endgame conquest maps, once your team caps a certain point, you can get access to deploy via an on-rails dropship. And occasionally, you'll have the option to spawn in an IFV with a giant parachute. This makes the assignment a whole lot more complicated because there are lots of factors there that have to line up with each other to ensure your total and ultimate victory. Now I'm going to tell you how I completed this assignment because I think it's a good way of doing it. Get yourself on Operation Riverside Conquest. This is the best map to do it on in my opinion due to its layout and linearity. Again, the less players on the server here the better. Bit of a recurring theme here you see. Now, race to the C flag as fast as you can and cap it. As soon as it's capped, do everyone a favour and commit suicide. And now get ready to spawn from the IFV dropship as soon as it's available. This is step 1. Congratulations, you've now got yourself an IFV from a dropship. It's time to go murder some peeps. The first on your list is an enemy soldier. Pretty easy, use your main cannon and don't forget it's got splash damage so you can still hit people who are camping behind rocks. Second on the list is an enemy transport vehicle, so that means either a bike or an AA Jeep on the new maps. Pretty easy, bikes are very fragile as are the AA Jeeps, so you shouldn't have much of a problem with that, it's just finding one that's going to be hard. Now the final hit on the list is an enemy IFV, so that means an LAV or a BMP. And this is the really annoying one, seeing as there's only ever one enemy IFV on the map against you if your team has the airdrop flag. Unless of course they've managed to steal your deployment IFV. Now I was really lucky here because on this server the Russian team had capped all of the flags and that allowed me to go and kill the enemy IFV as soon as it reared its ugly head from the enemy base. So if you can get into a situation like this, it's probably a good time to start thinking about spawning the airdropped IFV when it comes available. The only tips I have for killing IFVs are make sure you alternate weapons and fire your missile whenever it's off cooldown. That's very important. Try to hit the back and the sides rather than the front, and also close your eyes and pray to the flying spaghetti monster. That always seems to work for me. Once you've finally completed the fatal drop assignment, you get access to the Road Warrior assignment, and I'm glad to tell you it's all pretty much plain sailing from now on. To complete Road Warrior you have to destroy 20 vehicles and get a roadkill with a dirt bike. Easy peasy. There's a plethora of ways to destroy vehicles in Battlefield 3, so choose your weapon wisely. Attack helicopters are great on the new endgame maps, and I've also found that spamming mines on the main vehicle lanes and roads on Capture the Flag netted me a lot of vehicle destroys. You could also try the unconventional method known as Danger Frisbee, but it's quite a hard skill to master that one. Bam! 4 out of 5 done, and the last one is simple as cake. For the all about precision assignment, you just got to get 20 headshots with pistols. My grandma could do that, she doesn't even play games. Get yourself on hardcore team deathmatch, no sharkanels, and within a round of playing and careful aiming for the head, you should have enough kills to finally unlock the S-TAC. Well done soldier, you came up good. Select that bad boy, spawn in and revel in its awesomeness. You can now illuminate your enemies whilst you silently bore holes into their brains. Who wouldn't want to do that? Hope you enjoyed this guide guys, leave me a rating if you did, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.